What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it again with the Why I'm Geek show with your homies G and ChrisyLite. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Bro, I'm making. I'm a little sleepy, but this week's gonna be a busy one. So, I guess I can afford to be tired today, and then the rest of the week, nonstop shopping, nonstop eating, and I got a football game to watch. I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, we could tell.
Get it
But
out today.
yes, sir. But it's episode 116, and yeah, today's topic, since it's the holidays, bro, we figure like, yo, we ain't gonna stress trying to get to the movies this week, man. Like, let's just be honest, bro. There's a lot going on already. So today we're gonna be talking about Stranger Things because I finally finished it, and it's time we do a debrief, like full
Good
on.
job.
Let's get straight to it. But before we do, we gotta do the stamp or nah this week, and it's pretty cut and dry, but depends on what side of the field you're sitting on. So today's stamp or nah is: will the Commanders beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving? The rivalry of all football of all time. Like, this is it. What's gonna happen? Talk to me, Chris.
I'm gonna be reckless. On here. We gonna win this one. This gonna be the last game. This gonna be the last game we win.
No.
I don't know how, bro. I really don't. There's no logical way of thinking. This is all fanatic fandom. We beat y'all all the time on Thanksgiving. Like, it always happens, and it makes no sense. So I'm saying we get a W. It's our last W, and please, just one. I need this game.
Last W is crazy, bro. Like,
Last W. They ain't gonna win another one.
Whole season is just this moment right here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't respect it, but we'll keep it pushing. Because obviously, if I know I got my Braves hat on right now, but you know your boy's a Cowboys fan, so obviously we're not gonna lose to the Commanders. They just lost. To a team we 40-balled twice.
Last time.
We beat them twice already and 40-balled them, and then they just lost to that team. So I don't know. I mean, actually, I do know, but all I'm gonna say is we're gonna win. I'm not gonna say about how much.
Could be a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
That D line looking a lot softer nowadays. Even though I still don't get why they got rid of Chase Young. That's call Vegas on that one. But hey, let us know in the comments who y'all got for these Thanksgiving Day games, bro. Let us know what you're eating. Let us know, just what you're munching on. I like chicken on Thanksgiving. I know some people like turkey. Chris, what you like?
I hate turkey on Thanksgiving. I love ham. I get turkey on my plate just a little bit to say I had some, but I'm not a big turkey person. It's not gonna show up. Chicken, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But ham has to be on my plate. Gotta be.
Yeah, I like ham. But turkey be too dry. I don't care what nobody say, bro.
Even when they make it right, like all juicy, I'm still like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, like I only like ground turkey. Like, I gotta be able to put some real flavor in it, And it's just like the turkey breast. It's just I don't want to get into it, bro. I can't do it. But today I want to talk about Stranger Things, because if y'all been keeping up with the podcast pretty much every week since October started, since spooky season began, Stranger Things has been in my what I'm geeked about, and I finally finished it, and I gotta say, bro, it's good. I went into it knowing that it was good from other people, but I just didn't get the hype. And then once I found out like it was like not necessarily D&D based, but that's the frame of reference everything was based on, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I've never played D&D, but I watch it all the time, so it's like it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But Chris, when was the last time you watched Stranger Things?
A long time ago. I definitely watched season 4 when it dropped. As soon as it dropped, I watched it. But I remember it was just way back in Netflix days, maybe 10 years by now.
Mm,
I may be tripping on that time
10 is
jump, but
crazy.
yeah, it was one of those. Finally, Netflix has another like big banger show,
Hmm.
and everyone was talking about it. And still to this day, a lot of people like that is the Netflix show that they
Yeah.
really remember is like, oh, Netflix, yeah, Stranger Things is really good. It's almost kind of like their IP or like their big play.
Hmm.
Um, but I haven't seen it in a long time. I really love it. I got a few Funkos. I think I got I think I got 11 to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
But maybe I
Levin's
got two
goaded.
Funkos. So pretty big
Okay.
fan.
That's what's up. Yeah, because when it first came out, um, I just was not interested. Like I just saw it and I was just like, I mean, I guess. Like I heard it, it looked like it was spooky, so I just was like, I'm not watching it. But as the seasons progressed and kept hearing more and more about it, like I was like, I might as well dip my toe in there now. Um, and they said they were gonna release season 5, so I thought like I was gonna be able to time it right when they released it, but then the whole strike thing happened, so it's just like yeah, like I'll have to wait. But hey, 1 through 4 was going crazy, so it's still a win-win. Um, but I kind of want to start off by just asking, since it's been a long time, but I just want to know who's your favorite character.
Oh, that's a little harder because I think I like Hopper.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I like the characters that kind of like get things going, even if they're not getting it going at first.
Mm-hmm.
and, I- and I don't know. I feel like his character grew a lot from season to season.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did seem just like the generic scary movie like cop that does help out in the beginning, but then he really grows into that like father figure, but then doesn't really know how to be a father, and then
Right.
kind of takes it like a mega step further in the later series. So probably Hopper. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just go with him because what's his name? Dustin.
Yeah, Dusty.
Like he was like everyone's uh like I rock with him day one when
Yeah.
season 1 came out. So because I knew everyone really liked him, I was like, I ain't gonna pick him. So hop.
Wow. You saying I'm basic? You saying I'm
Oh
basic? That's what
no!
you saying. You shooting at me right now,
Oh
Chris. That's
no,
crazy.
fresh.
That's crazy. Because Dustin is my favorite character.
Oh my gosh. Another.
Wow, that's insane, bro. But for me, I think it was just because, like, as far as like, if I think about all attributes
Mhm.
in like a character, to me, even though he's not the main character, he is like one of them ones. Like he's always gonna be leading a group. Cause that's one thing about Stranger Things that I really like is that like there'd be like 3 plot lines going on, and then it all ends up coming together in the end. And Dusty is always like leading at least one of them. So
He be on it
yeah,
early.
right. And he always like got the knowledge to be able to break things down, and it's just mad smart, bro. And I was just like, oh, that's my guy. That's my guy for sure. Um, let's talk about. So we talk about best characters. Let's talk about worst characters. I'll go first. Y'all heard me say this before, but I can't stand Nancy, bro. Nancy, Nancy, Nancy. And the reason why I say that is because she just be out here trauma bonding, bro. It don't matter who it is. Like if y'all get in a sticky situation, she gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, care for me." Like I just that show was frying me, bro. I was like, "Yo, you playing with my man Steve Hart right now, like leading them on and all this stuff." And granted, she got way more active like as the seasons went on. And like at this point now in season 4, because everybody else in the group has like really like grown to being more of a factor at all times, and there's more characters in the cast. Like Nancy's not as big of a, I guess, story beat in the
Yeah.
overall thing, that I don't mind her as much, but she was really frying me off, bro. I'm not gonna cap. So it was that was my least favorite character, 100%, 100%. But do you got one?
Bro, I think you're right. Even when I think about it, she was annoying at certain parts. Not that
Mm-hmm.
she was bad. It was definitely
Right.
just annoying. And I do think they got her in a space that was a little bit better
Mm-hmm.
towards the end. But I can't remember. I did think she made some like dumb decisions earlier on where I was just like, yo, I'm watching like a separate show and then she's just being dumb on purpose with all this going on. Um and I can't remember who else I was gonna. Oh, not Will. Uh,
Billy?
no, it was Will.
Oh,
Will. I
you
thought
didn't
he was
like
gonna be
Will?
way more important. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, I thought it was gonna be way more important, but if I recall, I've kind of felt like his character just started becoming like less important, and then I was wondering, like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, do we still need Will or not? Like, what's going on?
Nah, Will was going through it, bro. You can't put
He
that on all
was,
man. He was going through it.
but
Yo,
it
I
was
thought he was gonna
like,
have superpowers like at the end of like
yeah,
season
like
three,
something more. It
or
just felt like
going into season three. Yeah.
he just got all that trauma and bad stuff happening to him just so we can experience it.
Yeah.
But then like the outcome is like this dude has gone through it, you know? So it was kind of like even as the season went on, I was like, "Yo, does this guy have like an actual big role now, or what's
Right.
happening?" So I
Right.
don't know.
Like I
Maybe
I feel like he was playing like the Nick Fury role. Like he was just here to let us know when, either the hive mind was close or Vecna. Like that that was it.
exactly that was it.
Yeah. And I've
And you spent all season one looking for this man's like,
yeah. Like he got caught up frame one. So like that was insane. And then um just like he was acting his butt off though. Like when like I think it had to have been season one or two, I don't remember, but when he was when they recognized him as being a spy, and that the hive mind was looking through him.
yeah, season two.
Yeah, and he was just like, yo, let me out, he was going crazy. I was like, bro, what am I watching? I was like, yo, like I was texting you like throughout my experience on things,
I had to keep asking where
and
you at.
I know, because I wouldn't say anything of where I'm at, because I didn't want to like get too specific, but I would just be blurting stuff out. I'm like, yo, we'll go through it. Like, and you just didn't know. But I have to commend you on not spoiling me on anything. And
Yeah,
like, because I've said things on the pod that like, I watched one episode and then like, right after the pod, I watch another one. And then what I said has like, it's not even true. So like,
yeah,
when
I think you did, and I like
he was
blank
like,
face.
yeah, he didn't say anything. And I was like, yo, that's why Chris my man's, bro. Cause like I was like, I said it was right after I finished
Season
season
three, I
three.
think.
Yeah, I think I had
Yeah,
just finished season three. And I was like, yeah, man, RP Hop, bro.
yeah, I
RP
think that's
Hop.
what you said.
And then the next episode, it's like, oh, he survived. I was like, yo, I could have folded myself so bad. Oh
To be
man.
honest, I think there was a cliffhanger that showed he survived.
No, there was nothing, bro. There was literally
On
like,
season 3?
no, bro.
Dang.
Like, so like it literally ended with like they had a funeral and everything. Like,
Yeah.
and like when he was there, it was like what they showed was like the the rest of the scientists or whatever that went in there, they got electrocuted and turned to dust. And then when we look back at where Hopper was, he wasn't there no more. So we just left to assume like, yeah, he got disintegrated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and it was just like flashing back and forth. But when when they got the Russian doll, that's when it was like that was the next episode when I was like, oh, he's alive, bro. I mean, they literally said it like Hopper's alive or whatever.
Yeah, they realized
But
it, yeah.
I was like, oh, but as soon as they said that, I knew exactly what happened. I was like, oh yeah, the Russians got him. The Russians got him. But speaking of Russians, bro, I want to I want to hear your thoughts on this because to me, the Russians were like they were just like in the way, like the whole season 3 mall cop thing, not mall, you know,
Mind
situation
Flayer
with
under the mall,
yeah,
or
and
Russians under the mall, right?
Russians under the mall and doing all this secret stuff, having to involve the mayor and then freaking having the Terminator pop up and like all this other stuff, right? And I like the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, bro, how is this happening on US soil and nobody like and it takes these kids to find out that it's happening, right? And I had to come to the conclusion that it's just the 80s, bro. Like this is
Yeah.
the only period where like they can have like some technological talk as far as like stuff that we can reference and understand how things are now versus like how things were back then, and we don't even have to like bat an eye at it, because I feel like the setting is what really helps them really sell the show, because if it wasn't for that, like some of the stuff that they were doing, bro, I was like, there's absolutely no way that this will actually work, bro. So like how did you feel about like the little plot holes that don't really get exposed super, but they kind of just address them like as they kind of go along, because like they obviously at some point they're gonna get caught, what I'm saying? That's what we got to see in season 3.
Yeah, like I think you're like right on the money that it's based on the time period. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of stuff they get away with is more believable back then. I mean, I think there's even a scene where they like fool the cop.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, yeah, I live right here," or something like that, and I'm like, "Bro, there's just no way you would get near a crime scene." But,
Right.
like, in a small town, it's a little bit different, the dynamics are
Mm-hmm.
different, especially back then. It's more of a hometown difference, and then back in those days, technology and all that type of stuff, all those conspiracies and stuff are just kinda sound like lies anyway, and I think
Mm-hmm.
early on in Stranger Things, they kinda established with, like, the D&D lore that, parents back then were thinking all this stuff was, like, satanic and demons, and
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of stuff spooky stuff that would go on in a small town, kinda a lot of people don't know what's going on, or they'll
Yeah.
all go to hive mind mentality and blame that one kid for doing something, and, it's just all very believable in that, like, time period. Now the Russian stuff, I'm kinda think they're just being a little cheeky,
Mm-hmm.
like, back then, like, that they were the our biggest enemy and stuff like that, so it's kinda
Right.
like, um, whatever we're messing around with, they're messing around with too, and
Yeah.
then for them to have this whole secret base under the mall,
Yeah.
and it is very far fetched, but I think they're just kind of being like cheeky that the technological races that were with the Soviet Union and back then it kept going into something crazier like
Mm-hmm.
what's it called, the Upside Down.
Yeah.
So it's believable, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like slightly believable.
It's believable because it's a show.
Yeah.
Like
And
if
did
it,
you ever wonder about the reporters? There's a lot of reporters in those towns. Like they didn't catch none of this stuff going on. Like
nah, they didn't. I mean, it was kind of just like talking about it after, but I feel like
But
once
they've
the
been having
hive mind,
reporters, like, on deck
yeah.
ever since, like, the season's been going on. I'm like,
But those were
"These
like big
reporters
city.
suck."
Those are big city reporters, like the in town
Yeah.
newspaper. Like it, it's the whole small town mentality, or like crabs in a barrel, where like they know the stuff but they can't prove it. Like that whole internship that Nancy and what's his name, Jonathan had.
Jonathan.
Yeah, really showed me like the vibe of the actual town, where it's like nobody no crime type vibe. Like, they don't like, they're just here to do what they've been doing since they got there. Like they're not really interested in like those types of stories. And even if like crazy stuff is happening, like people eating fertilizer and, you know, rats
Yeah.
going crazy. Like it's
Like,
just like, yo, I would be a little bit more curious, but
yeah, that's the only weird thing I thought the whole
yeah.
time I watched. I'm like, I feel like a lot of these movies, especially, there's always that one journalist that's like,
That was
I'm
Nancy.
gonna deep dive.
Nancy
Yeah, but it
Drew.
was like the main character. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's very like believable because of that, but like once I like got used to the pattern and I stopped questioning so much of like, yo, how they letting this go on, I'm like, oh, it's the 80s. Oh, it's the 80s. Kept having to
Yeah.
bring my mind back to that. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, so what else? What else did I want to talk about with Stranger Things? Uh I guess like for me, the relationships that we get to see form was
Hey,
like it was like the little snowball thing. Oh, that was like so that made me so happy. So like the end of had to been end of season 2, I think. Yeah, it had to been end of season 2. Where all the kids got to go to the dance after they had beat um the Demodogs and stuff like that.
Ooh,
And it was just like, yo, like all the stars started to align, and you know you had Elle and you had Elle and Will, no, Elle and Mike. Will had some shorty that came to his funeral, and he had that funeral wrist. And then we had Max and Lucas,
Lucas.
which was like we saw the writing on the wall for that. You know, him and Dustin battled it out in a gentleman's agreement type vibe. And you know, but you could already tell what was going on type beat. And then Dustin, Dustin. This was when I was like, yo, Dustin, that's my guy, you know, because I could have wrote this. I swear. When I saw everybody else dancing with whoever, I was like, yo, watch Nancy peep Dustin, and then she gonna go dance with him. And that's exactly what happened. I was like, oh, I could cry because that's a good big sis right there. Like, even though it's not her sister, but like they started the show off with him going to her room, and you could tell he had a crush on her type thing, and like she thought he was gonna go say hi to him, and then she just closed the door in his face to that. Like I was just like, yo, this is so wholesome, bro. Like, I was like this is so wholesome. But then like as they grew up and things was like progressing, like in season 3 and stuff like that, and you start to see Joyce move on. You start to see, you know, Hop starting to fall for Joyce and things like that. I was like, oh yeah, this show is good. This show know how to do like real drawn out type vibes, and Jonathan and Nancy, and like it was good. It was good. I don't really know what else to say about that, but
So a show that you actually enjoyed the relationship building.
yeah, because it seemed natural, you know, like it was a
Okay.
natural progression. And usually like those things feel like rushed because like there's only certain options, and like even in season 4 when Mike Felling tells Elle that he loves her, he was just like, yo, I know I couldn't say it before, but you know, I have these feelings, and like
That was
yada yada
hilarious.
yada yada. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay, bro. Like just say it, you know what I'm saying? And
It was such a
yeah,
kid thing.
it was, bro. It was, and I was like, yo, this is hilarious. And even like when things don't work out with like Steve, you know what I'm saying? Like Steve had a major character arc that, you know, got recognized, and even though Nancy was leading him on a little bit. Not too much though, not too much, but like you could tell there's still feelings there. I was like, bro, yo, Steve, bro, there's more fish in the sea, man. Like you'll be all right, you know. But I think that was another major thing that like made me really like the show though. because they just like they made it work, but not in a forceful way type thing. So
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
yeah,
Shout out to
but
Steve too. His character development was really good.
yeah, that's facts. Um, but enough of the mushy gushy stuff, bro. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Number one, Vecna.
The big
Henry
bad.
Cruel. Or Creole, well, however you say it, bro. That dude was crazy. Like it when I tell you the only one of the only things that really stick with me from WandaVision was that it was Agatha all along. Like
Yeah.
that's the vibe that I got, once we really understood and like all the stories started aligning. Because for me, I knew something was wrong with this dude, like as far as like when they was going back in Elle's memories from the jump. Like, he was just way too friendly, you know? And just to like get to see his whole backstory and understand like, yo, he is really bad. Like from inception, like something is wrong with this man. I was like, yo, like
Serial
this is
killer.
gonna be tough. Like this is gonna be tough. I don't know how Elle finna do this, And at that point, like she lost her whole powers. So, what did you think of Vecna, bruh? Or
I really,
number one?
really like Vecna.
Mm,
And they do a good job of like wrapping their lore all in one.
yeah.
You already know me. I love series, movies that always do that because it always lets you go back in time, rewatch, and know like more than when you originally watched it. And one thing I really liked about the Vecna character is, you said something like this whole Stranger Things is D&D based,
Hmm.
and like Vecna is like a legit D&D baddie.
Yeah.
So it was just so cool. Like I'm like they literally had like all the answers. They just have to
Hmm.
like really think about how do we defeat real life version. And
Yeah.
but I love the storyline. I love those episodes when they were showing how he came about. I love the whole how he went to or got banished to. Would you say it's upside down originally? It's still the upside
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. It has to be
Yeah,
upside down. Yeah.
and meets the mind flare, and it wasn't the
Hmm.
mind flare who's the big bad. It's
Yeah.
technically him. He like controls it or
He's a
whatever.
predator, bruh. He's a
Yeah,
freaking predator. I was like, yo, he different.
like it was just so cool because it's like that's such a villain. Like I
Hmm.
get banished to this realm, and then something terrifying appears, and I'm like, yeah, tame.
Finally. Yeah. This is what I've been waiting
I don't know
for.
if he did that, but yeah,
That's
he
basically what he
tamed the mind
did.
flare.
That's basically what he
Yeah,
did. Like he went there and then he was like, "Yeah, I found it," and he shaped
I
it. He shaped it to what his drawing initially was when he was a kid because he was obsessed with Black
oh
Widows, right?
yeah, that
So he
makes
wanted
sense.
to become that thing,
Yeah,
and yeah, that joint was crazy, bro.
and that man was strong. He was
Yeah,
so strong.
yeah,
And I kind of do think that Vecna could have won really, really easy,
mhm,
but it's a TV show. It's a TV show.
yeah,
But really cool villain. Definitely probably coming back, like for sure. And that man is just so powerful. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I really don't.
yeah. Because they literally set him on fire, did all the things that they know works, shot him with
Yep.
a freaking shotgun,
Shotgun.
fell from height of probably like 20 feet. That like, and he was gone by the time he got down the stairs. Um, there's something to be said about when you can really make a villain or like big bad or just like a character menacing. Like I really
Yeah.
felt like, yo, there is nothing that they can do because like
Yup.
even though he has weaknesses, even though like he is super strong. He can basically, like you said, like he could have ended it whenever he wanted to type beat. They gave him parameters and they really walked us through the whole, like, you want to call it a dungeon, they have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of their plan. and it's something that had to happen not only in the Upside Down but also in their own reality.
Yeah, like
With
isolation and
L's
stuff.
help from the distance, like there's certain things that they can plan for and there's certain things that they can't. And I was just
And
like,
certain things they
yo,
don't even know would work until they try it, you know.
exactly. Like it was so
That's just
dramatic
scary.
too. It was so dramatic, bro, that I was like, yo, like he don't even gotta do too much, but just everything we had seen as far as like the build up to who Vecna or who number one is to who Vecna is to like the transition of like, yo, like me and L, like you thought Papa was the monster. No, it's you. You did this to me. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, you need to stop. Like, I was like, bro, this is crazy. Cause that's what really happened, bro. Cause I literally was like last week, I think I was just finishing season 2, or I was in the middle of season 3 or something like that. And it got to a certain point where I was watching this joint where like I just blitzed it. Like I was like
That good, huh?
I can't stop now because I don't usually binge shows. Like I like watching them like once a day type thing, like not like in multiple in one sitting. Just because I like thinking about like what's going on and trying to predict what's happening, and I just couldn't do it with this show because like it was too many things going on, and it's like this is the first time technically that L has lost.
Yep.
And they point that out and the ramifications of like not just their party but the rest of the town is crazy, bro. Like it's insane. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with the show anymore, bro. Like I'm just sitting here like, bro, that was good. Like that was freaking good. Because like I said, like even though like there's so much happening, the way that they pace the show makes every moment worth it. Like seeing Hopper finally get to leave the jail, but then just go right back and just be okay with them going right back. Like, bruh, nah, this song
You'd have
different.
been gone.
This song different. Yeah, I would have been out, bruh. Like, I would have been out. And we didn't really talk about like Murray or any of the other characters because I think like Murray is like a good comedy factor. Like I think his karate was freaking hilarious. And then like the Russian guard dude, like some of these characters, like the ones I care about and the ones I don't is like night and day. But getting to see like them bring back not only a Demogorgon but the Demodogs, and then you know seeing the freaking dust released or whatever, I was like, bro, like yo, I keep saying it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. You know, and that's just where I'm at with it, bro. That's where I'm at with it.
No, I appreciate it. I like that you caught up, and it's good to see, you know, you finally catch up. You binge all of it, not really binge, but semi binge,
Yeah.
and you kind of come away with the
Pause.
feeling a lot of people had. Oh yeah,
That sounds crazy.
but that's like the best thing because
Mm-hmm.
it does feel like sometimes when people don't watch these major shows, like you are missing out on like all this merch, why it's here and there, and like
Yeah.
especially when other movies and shows start doing something similar to it, you're like, oh, that was like Stranger Things, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm just glad you finally watched it and you actually enjoyed it as season 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew I was gonna like it after episode 1. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
this is going crazy. I was like, this is going stupid. Um, but last thing. I know this is a hard question to answer, but how would you rank the first 4 seasons? I can go first since it's more fresh on my mind,
yeah, go ahead.
and I'll give you my answers to why. So first up, I gotta go with season 3. Season 3 is my favorite season, because it's my favorite version of Elle because she's still super strong, but she's getting hurt at this point.
Damn, we
And
gonna have a spicy list.
and like this is the episode where like they spent the most time apart, like the core party spent the most time apart, where it was like, yo, like Dustin and Steve became a thing where it's like, yo, this is my new favorite duo. And we get introduced to characters like Robin, you know, Max and 11 have their whole powwow sleepover. Like, you get to see Elle finally start to realize what her personality is instead of just adopting the ones that she gets from Mike, and like they do their whole thing or whatever. Hop is trying to be a good dad and is failing miserably, but he's still doing good. And the whole 3 inches rule, it was just good. Like I just like really like that era. And freaking Billy, bruh. This man Billy was a menace.
Menace.
He was a menace, bruh. And I just was like, yo, oh my gosh. Like when he got bodied, I was like, I was like, hey, I respect it. Like, even though I don't like you, like you doing us a solid right now. So I gotta respect it. But yeah, like we learned so much about, just like the mind flare and how it works, and then the physical manifestation of those things, and freaking people getting melted. It was just crazy, and that's when I realized, like, yo, there's nothing to play with. This series is nothing to play with. But after that, I'm going season 4, and I think season 4 is the most dramatic and like the most stuff happened in it, but it just wasn't my favorite era, And then after that, I gotta go season 1 because season 1 is a classic, and it was just like you think you're in this normal town, but it's not normal, bro. And we can see that everything that's happening because we're getting to see all the different sides of the story. But like the main characters are just now learning about it, And then season 2, which was like, it wasn't bad, but it's just like that's just where it happened to land for me. But what you got, bro? How would you rank the Stranger Things seasons?
Yeah, a little tough. Definitely 2 is the worst season.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little weird. But I don't think I hated it. I think it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go season 3 next.
At 3?
At 3.
Oh my gosh.
I do think that's a really good season. And that's the season where she dumps Mike, right? I think that's the season. She's like,
yeah, because that's when they're in the mall and they're trying to find a gift.
I
and all this
I like
stuff.
that season a lot. A lot of the characters grow a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's also when the mind flare possesses like normal civilians too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. That's a really good season.
That's why it's number 1 for me.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Now here comes the difficult part for me. I'm gonna go season 1 as the second best season.
Okay.
Mainly because I haven't seen season 1 in a while, but it was to me like the perfect setup, mystery, and like anticipation of like what's happening, what's going on in this town, what is this lab, what are these powers? Like everything wasn't fully fleshed out to the point where this whole D&D storyline was very, very refreshing, and especially for a TV show with a bunch of kids. It was actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I didn't think the first season was dumb at all. Characters literally died, and characters changed from that experience. Like,
yeah,
a lot of them are way different than we remember them now. So
R.P. Barbara.
Yeah.
Yo, you always forget about Barb, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. She's just trying to be a W Mans, man. And Nancy
she was. She was.
Yeah.
But if I rewatched it, it'd probably go to number 1. But
okay,
number 4, season 4 is my favorite season, and there's something with me that when you get the villain, when you have that creep factor, that was one of the scariest abilities. I mean, he was picking people up from
Bro,
nowhere, dead.
crazy.
Um, and a
No,
lot of
the
the stuff
freaking
was
clock, bro. The freaking clock.
yeah.
What if that was
All of that was some horror movie
yeah.
goodness, like perfect, like sound effects.
Mm,
Danger is impending, like so good. And the whole linkage with 11, I thought was done really well. But the main reason why I like 4 the best is that cliffhanger. I love it when seasons end um, with like a really, really hard place to pick up from. That whole
mm.
town got raptured, whatever
Decimated.
you want to call it. Yeah, decimated. And it's kind of like the heroes win, but they don't win. And then
Mm,
what are the heroes going to do now? Because they can't really go back. They can't really do, like, that's what we've been working for the last 4 seasons.
right.
And it's like, yo, the heroes can't do this. Like, this monster is too devastating. So it's gonna be really exciting to see how they wrap it up season 5. I'm sure they're gonna have an explanation. Uh, but it just reminds me of kind of like why I like Infinity War the best. It's
Mm,
you snap, all the heroes are in a horrible position.
yeah.
It movie over. I don't have to think. I can think about what comes next. But all of that goodness in season 4, I thought was magnificent. So I'm gonna go
Mm,
4 as the best season.
I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good.
And it could be
Uh,
recency bias, but I don't care.
hey, bro. It is what it is, yo. It is what it is. Let us know in the comments what y'all favorite season is. Um, and how would you rank these joints? Let us know. Also know who your favorite character is, because it's just nice to do. Um, let's see. Anything else that I wanted to say about Stranger Things? Hmm.
Worth spooky season?
It's not that scary, bro. It's not. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not that scary.
it's not that scary. Like it's more
It's
nasty
a
than it is
doable.
scary. Like that joint is gross. Like this might be one of the most gross shows I've seen for sure. But like it's not very like scary. Like it
Yeah,
has those elements of like yo, like something's finna happen, but like even Vecna was like when I first saw him, I was like, ugh. It wasn't so much of like, oh, I'm scared. Even with the whole claw thing, like you got the strong hand and the other hand, like,
yeah.
I think that was cool, but I don't know, man. That joint, that joint's crazy. But all right, that's our Stranger Things talk. When season 5 comes out, we'll be definitely covering that. Probably gonna have to do a sprint for that one as well. I don't know how did they release Stranger Things? Is it all at one time, or how do you think they're gonna do
Well, Netflix updated it, so they did like 6 episodes. Then
it? Mm-hmm.
one day was like a 1 hour special, then the next day or next weekend was another 1 hour special, something
Okay.
like that. So
Okay.
they'll probably do something like that.
That's smooth. That's smooth. But yeah, so when it does come out eventually next year, hopefully, we'll be on
We'll
it.
be ready.
We'll be ready. But all right, man. What you geeked about?
You know, I've been waiting for this football game to arrive for so long. Get me some ham, get me some mashed potatoes, get me some collard greens, and watch my boys put in work. It happens all the time. I'm confident. I'm not really that confident, but
Yeah.
there's something about this game that I love when Washington plays Dallas. I
Mm-hmm.
I always loved it on Thanksgiving. It's my favorite game. I mean, anytime playing the Cowboys is always the best,
Mm-hmm.
but on Thanksgiving is just really special. And it only comes around every like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Uh, and like I said, we beat y'all 2 times last time, so let's go ahead and make it 3 on Thanksgiving. Let's just make it our holiday.
Cheated. We
Yeah.
cheated. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I can't think of any shows. Oh, I am geeked about that last Airbender trailer. I did watch that,
Oh, I still ain't watched that
and
yet.
Oh,
It's fire.
I'm geeked about that. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Okay.
What you geeked about, G?
So I'll have to say The Amazing Spider-Man. I did my research. I went back in time and I rewatched both movies. Well, I rewatched the first one and I watched the second one for the first time.
The Lizard and Electro?
Yeah, Lizard and Electro, and then the Goblin. Harry was a goblin in the third one, but
oh yeah,
it's way better than I remember. Like way better, bro. Like I don't know. I think I was just hating because it's a new Spider-Man, and it was like, who's this guy? And they're just redoing. I just didn't understand. And I think I think Gwen and Peter's relationship is probably like the best one out of the three, like live action Spider-Mans that we have. And it just broke me. It broke me at the end, bro. Like I was like, dang, like that's so sad. Like I'm also kind of mad the way they just showed like not all of the Sinister Six, but like all these different things that they could have done if I can't say we because some of y'all went and saw it, but like once I heard that Gwen died, I was like, bro, I'm not going to go see that. Like, what? I'm pissed. If we had acted right and went to go seeing it, maybe we would have got a third movie to see how that fleshes out. But that joint was like a lot more technology based, which is cool, and it made me update my Spider-Man top 10, and we have an official top 10 now. So Chris, I want you to start thinking about it and get your top 10, and maybe we'll drop that next week or something.
Miles Morales number one.
I mean, hey,
we'll see
what the rankings are, but all I'm gonna say is that I gave the first movie 7.5 out of 10, the second movie 8.5. That joint was good. That joint was good, bro. I was locked in.
Yeah, and you may need to watch No Way Home again because it really adds closure for that Spider-Man in that movie. Like,
because I knew it was perfect, but it was different though. I know it's gonna be different now when I've seen it. Because I obviously I didn't go see the movie, but I know what happens. Like, so I wasn't really tripping off that. It was just more so like I have to see it. You know what I'm saying? I might as well see it. So I was geeked to watch that this week, and then really, it's like there's movies I want to see. There's not movies I'm really excited about seeing now. Like at the end of the year. I think the bestest already has gone and went. But as far as shows, I'm in the middle of Invincible right now. And then
so good.
What was the other one? Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm way behind on that. I
need to watch. Every pod.
Every pod still gotta watch. But really just like using this time, like this winter break, not this winter break, but this Thanksgiving break to really tap in and watch some of the stuff that I ain't been watching. Like I said I was gonna watch type thing. Because I did watch Spider-Verse again, the second one. I was like, yo, this is elite. This is still elite. And it was good. But yeah, man, that's all I got. I was like 3 things. I'm geeked about the game too, but I already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get the dub. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It's gonna be good, and I'm gonna enjoy my food. And I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good to go. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. If y'all did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, if you listen to this on your favorite audio platforms, leave a rating. Leave the podcast 5 stars, comment down below, do all the things, and we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.